Well, good morning from Cottage Farmstead. I'm Rebecca, and today I'm planning on planting things in pots. You might remember from about a month ago me taking you around our garden and showing you that pretty much everything that we had planted had been eaten by something. And that has not stopped. We even had temperatures in the 40s for about a week overnight, thinking, okay, maybe some of the bugs have died off or gone dormant, and we replanted everything and they're already starting to get eaten one by one every night. So in order to have some sort of greens, I'm planning on reverting back to what I first did when I first started gardening in my backyard in the suburbs, and that is planting in pots. So throughout the summer, I've had these pots full of petunias and sweet potato vine and nasturtiums, a rose, some mint, and as you can see, they are mostly dying off as it's cooling down and the days are getting shorter. So I'm going to empty out these pots and put kale and lettuce and chard somewhere that the bugs hopefully can't get them. So I'm definitely not going to be planting everything that you see here in these flats. These are ones that I had planted for Grain Green Family Farms, and Farmer Nathan is kindly letting me have a couple plugs from each of these flats to make up for the fact that all the ones that I planted for our garden have been eaten by bugs. So I have some Bright Lights, which is rainbow chard here, Vulcan lettuce, it's a redder one, and then I think it's called Funny Cut, and it has a mixture of speckles and green lettuce, and then of course my favorite kale, which is Red Russian. But first I need to clear out these pots and get the dead petunias and such out so that I can actually plant into them. In this pot here, I noticed that I had some petunias that had grown from the seed that the earlier plants had dropped, and it looks like this one might give me a bloom before our first frost. So I'm going to let it be and just plant some of my kale and chard around it to see if I might get a little light bloom this fall. So I'm planting my last pot here. And as you can see, you don't need a ton of space to grow a decent amount of greens over the winter. So this is definitely something that if you're still waiting on getting your land, or you're in the suburbs, or even have just a balcony, you can grow a fair amount of your greens just in a handful of pots. This lettuce will be plenty for probably about a weekly salad, and then the greens will be great maybe every other week in a soup. So it's a great way to supplement, especially since I'm not sure if any of the things I planted out in the ground are going to be surviving. But if you don't have the option of planting outdoors, if you're renting or something like that, this is a great option. If you're curious more about the specifics of like how much you can fit in a square foot, I'll link to a book below called Square Foot Gardening that is great for those that are growing in containers, because it'll give you an idea of how much you can fit in a pot. And just like that, I have my backup fall greens planted in case none of them survive up front from all the bugs. We do have our first killing frost forecast for next week, so maybe some of them will survive the bugs. But if not, I am very thankful to have a few of my favorite winter and fall greens in some pots. I am going to move these to our front porch later today, as the deer do like to come nibble up here, and our front porch has a railing and a deer fence around our garden to make sure nothing nibbles on these. And with that, we'll catch you next time.